Wow, I did better than you.
I think I've done this like once as a kid.
What are you
How
doing?
do you do it? Alright, I got
You
kids, right?
gotta move your waist. What?
I can do it. I can
Bubba
do it.
Sticks
Back up,
hula
I can do it, I
hooping.
can do it. I got Shakira hips.
Why are you spinning the hula hoop
What am I
first?
supposed to do?
You don't spin the hula
There
hoop.
you are.
No, you hold it and then you go.
I'm supposed to spin it first.
You don't.
You're supposed to give it a little momentum.
No.
Oh, snap. There it is. It's hard though.
Well, hello, how are you doing as I check our connection? A couple messages for the viewers, so pick a section, have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different, quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression. They call me Pounds, here I'm known as 978 Customs Create, plus I rhyme. Great. Well,
YouTube, welcome back to another 978 Customs video. I hope you like the new intro. It's temporary, but the neon light one is permanent. I actually paid for that. But anyhow, here we have Spider Boy from the Amalgam series. Top 3, number 2 up on the list. You guys wanted to see Spider-Man Unlimited. We did him. You guys also wanted to see Spider Boy. Here he is. And there's another on the list. Stay tuned for that. But Spider Boy, I really like it. I think it came out pretty cool. I didn't think I'd be able to get it as accurate as it looks, as far as I'm concerned. If you guys don't know who Spider-Boy is, he is a mix of Superboy and Spider-Man from the Amalgam series. It was a time when DC and Marvel mashed up their greatest superheroes and did a little comic series, and it was pretty cool. I didn't read any of the comics. I only saw some of the covers online and some of the mashups. And I think Spider-Boy was one of the coolest. But there are some other ones that need to be made, and I'll probably make them in the future. If you guys want to see that, let me know. He's been on my list for a long time, and I'm happy I made him now. The only unfortunate thing is I only have one of those jackets, and it's sad that it's gone now. I had to use it for him. This was actually Ricochet's old jacket, so this jacket works well for Ricochet or Spider-Boy. I'll tell you more about this jacket afterwards. But I do like the execution. I think it looks pretty accurate to the comics. You know, there are some things that I'm not going to like about it. I'm always critiquing myself. But I have to be honest with you guys. But there are some things that I love about it, and it's probably one of my most favorite recent modern customs. That didn't make any damn sense. But it's probably one of my most favorite recent customs I made. Anyway, if you guys want to know a little bit more about Spider-Boy, I can pull up a bio really fast for him. In an attempt by Project Cadmus to create a clone of Super Soldier with the ability to control gravity was sabotaged, and a young clone of research Peter Parker, who was killed during the accidental lab explosion, emerged from the wreckage. The young boy immediately ran up a wall in confusion. The head of the project, Thunderbolt Ross, feeling sorry for the clone and responsible for the boy's welfare, legally adopted him, giving the boy the last name of Ross, and named him Pete after his genetic father. Pete and his Uncle Gen were a happy family until General Ross was killed by a mugger. Pete swore that he would face danger and made himself the center of attention so others wouldn't have to be. Feeling he had been dismissed as just a boy during the incident, inspired by his spider-like ability to walk on walls, he fashioned a costume and called himself Spider-Boy. Spider-Boy later returned to Project Cadmus, where he was given a special pistol called a web shooter, which fires strands of synthetic webbing. You see, even I just learned something because I did not know that that is what that gun was for. Someone asked me, "Oh, Spider-Man carries a gun?" And now we know what it's for. It's a web shooter. He does not have the traditional web shooters or cover his face entirely like Spider-Man would. Seeing he's a pretty boy, I don't see why he would cover his face. And that is just a Peter Parker head sculpt from the 2-pack with Mary Jane. Just sculpted over it a little bit. I did bump into some issues, so I want to show you some work in progress pictures really fast. These weren't the original arms I was going to use, but I was forced to use them, and I'm actually really happy that I had to use them. But let's get right into it. Using the Ben Reilly body as the base, and I sculpted the symbol on the chest, sculpted the eyes over the Peter Parker head. Then I sculpted some hair. I did a little curl over the eye, but I knew it was going to break. But we'll get back to that. I was going to sculpt what was going to be an illusion of boots, and I was also going to sculpt the creases on his arms over the Ben Reilly arms. But for some reason, this mixture didn't settle correctly. It just didn't dry. It wasn't hard enough, and it was really soft, and I didn't understand what was going on because I sculpted the symbol or the shape of the symbol on his chest and the hair, and I didn't have any issues with that. But let me show you. This is like hard chalk. It's never happened to me before, but I will say it's probably because I'm at the end of my sculpt, so need new one. But back to the head, I did sculpt the curls, and I knew it was going to break because anything too thin and you touch is going to snap. And they broke without me even noticing, so I had to actually repaint the broken parts. I didn't go back and sculpt it. Here's what I mean. Here's what they were before they broke. You see it over the eye, and then it broke. So it's not over the eye anymore, but it's hard to notice. Something I noticed, and it kind of bothered me. So because the sculpt on the legs and the arms didn't work out, I had to use these Doctor Strange arms. And this is from the Phasing Doctor Strange. Here's some inspiration shots, some reference pictures I used. Went off this mostly. And then I painted some of the body and the logo. Lined them up with Spider-Man Unlimited because the color schemes were kind of the same and I liked how they looked together. Then I took some final shots with the logo and everything on. Everything's completed. Had them battling Spidey. I also liked the shot. So overall, I am very happy considering the issues I did bump into. You know, the sculpt breaking on the hair and on the boots and on the arms, so I had to use these Doctor Strange MCU arms. And again, they worked out perfectly. You know, popping them out, they fit perfect inside the Pizza Spidey butterfly joint, so you still have butterfly joints inside. If you want to know how to make one of these, pay attention because it's kind of a recipe. The head belongs to the 2-pack Peter Parker with Mary Jane. Had sculpt on the head or hair and the eyes. The body's a Ben Reilly body sculpted on the chest. The jacket belongs to the DC Superboy. It's a pretty expensive figure now. Not really, but for what it is. So it's hard to get, and that's why I was kind of sad that I had to use it on this. The arms belong to the MCU Phasing Doctor Strange. The holster, if you're wondering, belongs to Noir. I cut the holster off Spider-Man Noir, and then the 2 straps come from Bullseye. I just took 2 straps from his holster and glued it onto that. Everything else is painted. So if I had to put this at a level, I'd probably say it's like medium skill level. Because there is a lot you have to do. It's not just a paint job, but majority of it is. And I'm happy with the turnout. I mean, I think it would look really well with the Hasbro release figures. I don't see Hasbro ever doing an amalgam series, ever. Because then they have to get licenses from DC, and Mattel has DC, so. But he does look really well with Spidey. This figure has all the same articulation you would find on a Pizza Spider-Man. So it does have all that range of motion. I got him reaching for his gun here. Kind of upset. I actually made 2 gun hands for him, and I lost his right hand, which is the more significant hand because his holster's on his right side. But all I have is his left hand that holds the gun now, so that's not good. Hopefully I find it soon. He reminds me of like Elvis, if Elvis was a badass. And he was for the females, but if Elvis was like in Spider-Man gear, that's who he would be. Spider-Boy did become part of the Spider-Verse. He joined the Spider Army. So he does and will go perfectly with the rest of your Spider-Verse characters. If I fail to mention these hands, these open hands come from the Doctor Strange. The MCU Doctor Strange, so. Friends!
How many of us have them? Friends. Ones you can depend on.
Don't quit your day job, pounds. But what is my day job? Is it customizing or is it music? Anyway, this figure does articulate like your regular Marvel Legend. Head goes up and down, as you see. It does go left and it does go right. It does get a little attitude with the pivot. Hey, 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 what's up? Hey. Like Fonzie. Was it Happy Days? Fonzie, is that what it is? That's who it reminds me of. Fonzie, not Elvis. Well, anyway. The arms are a little stiff, so I want to say be careful right here. But they do rotate at that shoulder. And you do get the bicep swivel as well. A little tight. And you get also this double jointed elbow, which is always great for these figures, especially Spider-Man figures. You need that range. Painted inside, shouldn't have any issues. And the wrists are painted. You get the swivel, get the hinge, good to go. All the basic stuff and standard articulation you'd find on the Hasbro Legends. But for me, it's crucial to keep the articulation. So you do get the ab crunch. It does go up and down. Functions pretty well. Waist does swivel. It's painted inside. You get a better split than the Pizza Spidey. Again, this is the Ben Reilly body, so it's fair. It's fair. Not enough, I'll be honest. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no boot rotation, even though it looks like a boot, but you get the ankle swivel and ankle rotation and hinge, or the pivot, whatever you want to call it. Those are the butterfly joints inside. They're just painted black to kind of hide behind the jacket. No fancy painting inside. I didn't do any red or blue. I felt like black would be good enough, so I left it like that. And this gun, this is also Spider-Man Noir's gun. I figured it would look better with Spider-Boy, seeing he is from the future, I think. But it doesn't work for Spider-Man Noir at all. It's just too big. It's a little wide at the handle, so I'm going to have to squeeze it in this bullseye hand. He does grip it once you got it in. But again, what bothers me is that it's in his left hand when it should be in his right hand because his holster is in his right. It doesn't have to be, but for me, I would prefer it in his right hand. I'm going to find that hand because it's going to bug me if I don't. Nonetheless, having the gun in his hand is good enough for me, so I think he looks even better with that. Well, I know this was a long one, and if you stuck through all the way to the end, I appreciate it very much. This was for you guys. You guys did request Spider-Boy, so here he is. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this custom, and we're going to get to more customs soon. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content as soon as it uploads. And guys, I really do appreciate the love. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers. See you on the next one.